stream in a couple days. We have a mixture of NL25, um, NL50, and NL100 this morning. Pretty much all the tables that are up and running right now. Um, so yeah, welcome to the stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as you guys roll in. It does help on the stream. And we are going to grind for a little bit this morning. Probably be a short stream, hour and a half, something like that. We'll just play some hands and just see how everything falls. I guess I'll dip on the NL50 table. Just getting a little bit organized here. Okay, just bear with me. We will double barrel here on the ace. We get snap called. We're just done with the hand. And then we're going to 3-bet the ISO up here. We're just going to fold down here. Okay, doing a lot of folding this morning. Going to ISO down here. All right. And we're definitely going to see bet this board over here with the ace to jack. We do win a small pot here with 10-3 off. Limps. Small blind, we bet flop, and then just check down. Here, pick up ace kick suited. We get 3-bet from ECRA. Cut off first mid position. We're going to be formatting this. And obviously the money's just going in. Okay, king jack off over here versus UTG open. Sometimes we'll 3-bet. I'm just going to fold here. 2 overcards, we'll just get out of the way. Versus a 3/4 c-bet. Not the greatest of runouts down here at this NL100 table. For those of you who are not new to the stream, you know that we're cursed when it comes to NL100. We're mostly joking, but like 2% not joking, probably. Maybe 5% not joking. But we obviously have a fantastic position. This guy plays every single hand. Um, so it's a great spot for us to be in. So the ace king suited hand, villain just folded free to our 4-bet. And we'll open the pocket fives here under the gun. Deuces to fours. I think fives are always an open. Deuces to fours are not always an open. Especially when you're facing aggressive opponents in later positions. They're just not going to make you money. Somehow down here, the 91 VPIP folded pre-flop, and we had queens. Here at the a7 off, going to fold. And here we're going to 3-bet with the ace-9 suited. Okay, down here, we call flop. 3 is a very good picture card for us. We will call on the turn as well, and then we'll be shoving anything on the river. Ace and king are the only bad cards for us. Eight's pretty good. We do lose to queen 10 now, but we will be calling a shove. If he checks, probably just shove ourselves. Lots of like, he's gonna have some jack nine suited, some queen jack, even though we block a bunch of it, some jack 10, some king jack, uh, some pocket tens, some ace jack, etc. So money's just going in here. Obviously, if you check all aces or kings, it is what it is. But for a pot size bet with two overcards, our hand is extremely under rep by calling pre. We just get the money in. And we take it down. Mostly just four betting there, but not 100%. Okay, with king nine up here, we raised pre, villain called. Once he check back flop, he's not going to have an ace too often. I think we're going to value bet turn here. He does min click it back, which is strange. I think we'll just fold. That min click can be like an ace, actually, a lot of the time that's looking for a cheap showdown. If he just had one club, he would just call. So I think we get out of the way there. It's a weak hand. We could maybe take the line and try to push him off the ace. Also, here we're just going to squeeze the ace 10 off. And here we're picking up kings, and we'll play this hand out. I think we're missing a. Okay. And we're going to bump the kings up. Just looking for a table. Try to decide which table to get. I think I'll just get rid of this for left. Not 25 table. Perfect. And we'll roll in another NL50 table. We do end up folding to double barrels there. Kings, ace on the flop. And here we open the queen 10 off. Calls, small blind calls. Okay, we decided to just take a flop here with the ace 3 suited versus UTG open and all. Here we see bet flop, villain calls. Villain just called out of the big blind, so he definitely doesn't have like ace, king, king, queen, those types of hands very often. So we will go for another street of value here. It gets like 6x. Um, and I think we call if villain raises. Yeah. Okay, here at the ace 9, mid position, we're just going to fold. And we're going to defend the jack 10 down here. And it's good spot to lead out. Villain raises us. I guess we'll just get out of the way here. We had a little bit more equity we could call, but villain's going to be repping a drawn hand there. Just misclicked the 8 to fold on a different table. Uh, Up here, we tiny bet. Villain checks back turn, and then we tiny bet. Then villain raises. I find it a little hard to believe he would check back a ace of hearts on the turn. Here the money's just going in with pocket jacks versus ace jack. We're in a great spot. I think we just have to call here. I just want to run this hand out again. We opened from small blind. He called. We bet flop. He called. Turn we checked. Then he checks back. I think we just have to call here. We only lose to 10 of hearts, queen of hearts, ace of hearts. I don't think the 10 of hearts raises. I don't even know if the queen of hearts raises. So it's either ace of hearts. We win, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to call here. I don't want to fold to this villain. I just flopped the nuts. Okay. So we lost that hand. We won this hand over here. I think checking that turn's really bad from villain with the ace of hearts. Like we're calling all of our hearts at least for one bet. And then like I can have two pairs and sets they're also going to call. There's very few hands I actually call a river raise with in that spot. I just happen to have one of them. Okay, up here we're going to three bet the ace of jack. So we've been on a bit of a downswing lately, which has been pretty frustrating. Um, but we're working our way out of it slowly. It's just been a downswing at NL 100. We've been cruising along at NL 25 and NL 50. NL 100 has not been going our way lately. Hopefully, we can keep things rocking. Okay, I just got to pull the streams up here quick, so just bear with me for a minute. We are up on YouTube now and live, and just got to get the YouTube stream up and running as well. Nice. Get lucky here on the river. Here we go. Alright, thumbs up. Get that out of the way. Here we're going to raise. Take it down. Can also just call because we have a ton of equity. Both are fine. Mostly calling, I think, in that spot. Ooh. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Okay, let's just jump down here to this ace king hand. Let's see how big we can go. It keeps maxim calling. And we're 3-bet the ace-4 suited down here. He shoves it. We're just calling, obviously. Yeah. It's the most likely hand when he jams there, to be honest, just being like a massive whale. But we obviously are calling ace-king still. GG's. Okay, up here, queen jack off. We're just gonna bump that. Okay, and we value bet. Value bet queen jack. Both villains folded. Here we lost a pot against the 57 VPIP. He raised called jack 9 off. Flop was 7-7 deuce. Turn with 9. River with a 7. He bet pot. We called with ace high. He had turned to d9. Okay, we're bumping the threes and we're bumping the tens. Two villains, ace on the flop. We're just going to look to get the showdown here. No need to bet to blow up the pot. Unlikely to get some folds. Unlikely to have the best hand here a lot. This guy's been doing a lot of betting. We do need to call here against this villain, and he checks, and we'll check back. Excuse me. Okay, folding the deuces. Obviously, in late position, you're always opening every single pocket pair. We're not going to be three betting there with deuces, and we're not going to be just cold calling deuces. Worst thing you can do on a high rake stake is get a little hungry here. I'm gonna go grab something to eat. So I'm just gonna pause the stream quick. I'm just gotta some food, so I'm gonna eat that, and then we'll get the camera in. Okay. No, no action here. Aces. I'm not actually very surprised about that. Unfortunate, nonetheless. Man, sliding all over the place. My carpet's been removed. Okay, here we pick up pocket kings. There, no action. I'm gonna hope my Twitch stream didn't crash again. It did not. Okay, well that's good. Okay, we're gonna just see bet here. We ISO'd and take it down. And up here we pick up equity, so we double barrel with the open ender and overcard. Ace can definitely be the best hand here as well. Mic from is muted there. Okay, Queen 5 suited. Defend here some portion of the time. Not a bad flop. I think we'll peel one. And up here we're three betting the pocket eights. And over here we're gonna bump the pocket jacks. And here we make two pair. We're gonna value bet. Down here, ECRA check raises. We're just going to fold, likely as pocket tens a good portion of the time. It'd be actually not great check raise pocket tens. I think if you have pocket nines, you should be check raising there though. And we're going to double barrel here with the 10-8. We're going to barrel with the jacks. We're going to raise here with king six suited. Horrendous river card. We lose to pretty much everything that's been calling. Jack 9 beats us, 10x beats us, just have to check fold. Pretty bad turn card again here too. Every 6 7 5 7 8 7 8 9 pocket nines, they all improve. We beat a small portion of his range here. I think we probably heal one with jacks. And then we'll just be done with the hand. We get a bad run out here as well. Fold there with our 6. It's a terrible run of cards on all tables. And we get river flushed over here. So I think we just lost like 8 hands in a row. Pretty big pots too. Okay, we're gonna call the 7-5. Block 5-6, block 6-7, so we're gonna be check raising here against this villain. He does check back. Once the ace falls, he has a lot of ace X that check back. I don't think it's worth bluffing now. There's so much ace X that checks back here. It's king queen. Saved by the ace. Oh, of course he loses because such a dirt ball. Okay, over here with king jack. No action. Down here we turn the straight. We're targeting 2 pair hands, so we're not going to be going super large. Of course he does. There's no point blasting massive there, unless you have like a super thinking reg and you're trying to like outsmart him or something. Okay, we're heads up over here at the end on 100 table. Value bet 6. I think we're just going to make a tiny value bet again. And then we'll just give up rivers. He has a lot of ace X, but I think the tiny bet on the turn lets us get a nice cheap showdown on the river. King 6. Oh, we were behind the whole time. Okay, we got no action. Down here, Queen Jack suited, called the 3-bet. Terrible flop. Good for our range, but not our specific hand. So when barreling into us, there's not a lot we can do. Let's see if this guy gutter balls it again. Okay, down here we're gonna value bet. We bluff flop, check turn, value bet river. Okay, up here we raise the ace 10 of diamonds. And down here, we're three betting the king at 10 that's suited. Up here, we're going to defend with the ace 10 that's suited. Okay, very small value bet down here. Here, villain blasts into us after cold calling our three bet. We're going to call that. Now he checked, and we will tiny bet turn. And obviously, all the money is now going in here. He called our tiny bet and then blasted here. Um, and we just shuffle it all in. Nice. And we take that down. Down here, we ISO, or sorry, three bet to 10. Villain's not going to be looking into our bet side too much. So I think when we can do this, we should do this. And we will be shipping it in here with the ace king. His sizing feels a little big when you to have pocket aces or pocket kings here. Gonna be a lot of like tens, jacks, queens, some ace kings, some like ace queen suited too, maybe even. Um, but he's basically setting it up that we have to shove or fold. Uh, Obviously, if ace king, the money keeps going in. And his stats don't show super nit, so yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. That sizing. So happy to stick it in there. Run it twice. It's a good start. Hold. Okay. Chop it up. Nice. All right, we take them both. It's good. We've lost a lot of flips at NL 100 lately, so it's nice to get one back. Okay, if your heads up. We'll try to get some music going again for the next time. Okay, the jack four. We start throwing some three bets out. We will fold to a four bet here. Villain usually tank raises. It's super annoying, honestly. Yeah, we can't hold on to a win at F100 to save our life. Like win that flip, and then we just run into like two pair. The mornings have been significantly more dead lately. They used to be super bopping, but they have um, recently died off quite a bit. Down here, this villain, yes, he has a super massive VPIP. Um, a second here. Sorry, you guys are being bumped off that. We're just four betting down here. Snap calls is interesting. Probably don't need to go very big against this villain. We just go tiny, tiny, and then just uh, actually, I think I'm going to jam here for the times he has a draw. He's down to an underpot size bet, so happily just put the money in. And we'll run it three times for villain, no problem. Okay, okay, okay. And here it is again. I think I'm going to peel one here just because I'm curious. I was going to say, this guy's just so annoying. Here we're just going to defend the king jack off. Villain checks to us. Okay, and I think we're just going to blast here. We have a bit of a hand brewing up here. Pocket aces. We are going to, let's go 22 or something. Want it to look like we have room to fold. Maybe just go 20. Um, we want to put villains in the position where they want to shove versus us. Perfect. Call it off with the aces against ace king. Running it one time. Very good start. We just need a fade running straight cards. Okay, take that one down. You get a couple back at NL 100. Okay. Pocket sixes, open. Won't be calling a three bet. Um, we'll just bet small here. I think this villain's just going to fold or call. Our size is not going to matter against recreationals too much. We're going to go for some value down here with the ace five. Just small value. We do squeeze the ace queen over here, take it down. Okay, I'm gonna three bet here. With the pocket kings. Villain just folds. Three betting ace four suited. Okay, bump the sevens over here. We're gonna fold the 6-3 off over here. Okay. Um, End of position 11.5. Very close to being a profitable set mine. I think if I call pot trapper calls, so yeah, I'm gonna defend here with the sevens up on this hand and I'll 100 table. Okay. Not a great flop for us, but it's an easy flop. We're just gonna be check folding. Um, much better hands to defend with, much better hands to bluff with. Pocket sevens are just going to be a toss away. Even if we called and hit a seven, like after a three bet pot, we're losing to all of these hands, ace queen, queen nine suited, all kinds of stuff that we get by. Okay, we're gonna call the sevens up here. Check the villain. Here we checked flop. Villain check. So we're gonna bet here now. He's gonna call a lot of like ace X. He'll call like 5, 6, 6, 7, though most of those do bet flop. Does call. Okay, we're now losing to 6x. Could call some flush draws. Lose to like king 10, king jack. It's probably just a spot where we need to block bet. Okay. Question here becomes, do we convince ourselves the villain's bluffing? He has a higher stake reg, so he can definitely tell that when we bet tiny on turn, like our range is pretty capped. Um, just don't know if he would check back an 8, since I do check back a lot of king X on flop. I never have an 8 here either, so it makes it really easy for him to bluff almost like any hand he has. The real question is if he does he value bet a 6 here, which I think he would. We get totally owned if he value raised like a king and jack, king queen here. I think I'm gonna call. I don't think I can just like fold this hand with how poorly I played it. It looks like I'm so weak, which gives him a reason to bluff me all day long. And I think he's willing to do it some portion of the time, even though all my notes say he's a giant nit. Don't call. I think I have to call here. Oh, he has an 8. He did check back. I was gonna say, oh, we went, but he did check back an 8 there, which is interesting. Morning streams are just like better balls. What are you doing? I'm just gonna bump this guy because every time I've three bet him, he's donk led into me. Let's show the bluff. Oh, he left. I actually thought showing the bluff would keep him at the table. Oh, and abuser left too. Oh, nobody will play us ever. We're so bad at heads up. I don't understand. Okay, here we double barrel against Maxim, who's shown a tendency to call super light on flop. So he's going to be folding a lot more into turns and rivers. We do pick up pocket aces, so we'll do open those up. Looks like 403 might have been leaving. I know it was over at the N100 table. Okay, interesting spot brewing here. No three bet pre. Defend here. So run out's not getting super great when we get check raised. Lose to ace jack, ace queen. Now I'm not sure what to think once he checks back. I wonder if he can check back and we bet he shoves. That would be an interesting situation. Do lose to king 10, ace queen, ace jack. Ace jack and ace queen generally are three betting pre, but some villains in that spot will call it. Here we defend a three bet with fives. There's a tiny three bet, so easy defend. And here we're three betting the jack 10 suited and barreling this board. Villain does call with queen 10. Okay, here pick up pocket fives, raise pre, big blind call. It's actually a good board for villain. It's range, so we're going to be attacking it pretty heavily here. I want to go with an overbet on the turn as well. I did fold the queen. Interesting. Okay, it's good to know. Good fold from villain. In a sense. Could argue that because we opened under the gun, our hand looks too strong there, but I think given the board texture, we just want to attack. And if he has ace queen, he's not folding there like he does queen 10. Here we check back with the preflop raiser with ace 8 offsuit. Villain checks. We will now bet and shove most rivers. Here pick aces, and we will be barreling. Okay, no action with the aces. All the L50 tables has died, except for one. So we're going to be doing a big gauntlet stream soon. That one always seemed to do pretty well. Yeah, so villain checks back. Okay, we're just going to go for some thin value up here with the ace jack off. Oops. Well, not now. Oh, perfect. Oh, lovely. Just limp calls the nuts. It's fine. Happy to flop the top pair. Good kicker versus the nuts. Versus a 13 big blind stack versus something else. Here we're going to be check raising on the board with our hand. 2 over, he's got shots, backdoor flush draw. Versus a tiny bet on flop, 3-4-10. Folds. Not a good spot for him to be c-betting. That's a terrible sizing for that board, especially. I'm just asking to be raised, especially given positions. Okay, 3-betting the tens here. Folding the queen 7, the king 10, we're just gonna fold down here. Okay. There's like no NL50 games running at all right now. Pull up. A different hand, I guess. Okay, pocket sixes down here. We just completed. We can just check your multi-way. Okay, both villains check. We'll just bet here. We'll do a lot of ace X in their ranges. Okay. Once they both call, we'll just be done with the hand. Yeah. Makes the most sense. One of them big 7 on the turn there. One will call with ace high for sure, but then like for him to call or when we bet and he calls, he happened to hit the 7. Okay, take a hand down here with ace 9, villain check back flop, and then went bet bet. And we win with queen high down here. Okay, we are going to bump the pocket aces up. Okay, we'll just jump back to the aces table. See if we can get some action. We do get some action. It's not a very good board for us, though. But given stack sizes, it's not a bad turn card. Now, like 8-9 continues. 10-9 just made a pair. 7-9 still continues. 5-6, 7-9, 7-6, 8-9, 8-7. Like, still a ton of hands we beat. So we're just going to keep attacking. Okay, 5 is actually pretty good. We do lose to 5-6 now. And 4-5, but I don't think he calls double barrels with 4-5, so it'd have to be 5-6. And I think 5-6 folds a lot on turn once the 10 falls. So it's gonna, and then we're beating like 10-8. It's 10-7 and 7-8 now and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, we'll just jam that in. He did call the 5-6. Nice hand. I didn't think he would call 5-6 too much on the turn because the 10 comes. So when he like binks the 9, get like 79, 10 jack, you have the low end of everything. So um, don't think you see the 10x too often in that spot, but unfortunately, he did have a bad time. Okay, we're gonna bump king queen off up here. Okay, jack six off. We'll be checking. Okay, no action at the end. 100 tables. So we have a mixture we have here. Sites have just been dead ever since GG made these changes. The site's been pretty dead, um, unfortunately. Okay, here we get 3-bet, 7-8 suited. It's a big 3-bet from being in position, so we just have an easy fold some portion of the time. The bigger the bet, the less of a mistake it is to fold. So villains go too big. It makes it nice and easy to play against them in certain spots. Okay, we have a heads up table here. Bet flop, villain call. I think we'll just check back a turn here. And I'm gonna bluff river. Any hands on this villain? No. Okay, we 3-bet 7-8 suited over here and get called by your sponge. Who's super nitty. So we're gonna proceed pretty cautiously. I'm gonna make a very small 10% C bet because he's gonna play fit. Yeah, he's gonna play fit or fold, so we can eliminate him pretty easily, I think. And we take down.